Hi, I'm Logan Champion, and thank you for deciding to watch my video. In this video, it will be discussing the murder of Ada Jankowski and the falsely convicted suspect, Anthony Carvella. I hope you enjoy. It was a normal night for 58-year-old Ada Jankowski at a local bar in Miramar, Florida. But she had no idea what her walk back home would be like. On Jankowski's way home, she did not feel right. As she started walking way past the bar, she started passing an elementary school. She was admiring it when all of a sudden, she sees a guy in a black hoodie approach her from the back. She feels two strong hands push her from the back all the way down to the ground. After he sexually assaults Jankowski, he takes a rope and ties it around her neck. He then proceeds to stab her multiple times to the back. The evidence left at the crime scene was a shirt with multiple hair fibers and a steak knife with Jankowski's blood all over it. A vaginal swab was also taken because investigators saw evidence of sexual assault. The police had no leads until December 28, 1983, when 15-year-old Anthony Carvella was arrested for failing to appear in juvenile court on a grand theft auto charge. While in custody, he was questioned about the murder of Ada Jankowski. He proceeded to give 4 statements. Not only were the statements different, but they conflicted with the evidence. Carvella told police at first that the crime was committed by 3 other juveniles. Then he said that he had committed the crime and had hit the victim over the head with a Pepsi bottle when in fact she had been raped, strangled, and stabbed. He called the victim a girl, despite her age, and said she was taller than him when she was 8 inches shorter. He said the victim's pants were completely removed when they were partially on. He also said that the victim's shoes were both off when one was still on. Because of Anthony Carvella's statement, he implicated himself in the murder. In July 1984, Carvella, who turned 16, went to trial and was sentenced to life in prison for the murder of Ada Jankowski. 17 years later from when Anthony Carvella got sentenced to life in prison, Carvella's attorney persuaded Broward County Police Department to test physical evidence from the crime. This is an interview with Dr. Edward Blake, the DNA specialist.
Inconclusive, as well as the fingernail scrapings we found. I was able to isolate the semen, and it didn't match Carvella. Therefore, we eliminated him as a suspect.
After 26 years in prison, Carvella was then released and dismissed of all charges on March 10, 2010.
Anthony Carvella walked out of the Broward County Jail Thursday afternoon. A recent test excludes him as a source of DNA found on the body of a Miramar woman he was convicted of raping and murdering in 1983. Carvella has served close to 26 years in prison.
Anthony has asked that he not give a statement because he's a little overwhelmed at this point. He's waited for this moment for 26 years. He always thought he was going to be exonerated. He believed he was going to be exonerated. He wishes his mother was here right now because his mother is the one who started this whole exoneration process. He's happy to be out. He's a little overwhelmed, a little frightened.
I'm happy to be out. Yeah, I'm happy to be out.
What do you think of the job your attorney did?
I know if it hadn't been for her, none of this would ever happen for me.
Yeah, and your brother too, right?
And my brother.
Do you feel better at all?
Better? No, not at all. Not at all.
You're just looking forward.
That's all.
What are you looking forward to the most?
I don't even know.
He had told me that what he wants to do today is he wants to go to the cemetery and see his mother. And again, we'd ask for your respect for his privacy. His mother passed about 8 years ago. She had begun this process of trying to get her son exonerated, and he just wishes she was here today.
Long time coming, but it feels great. It really does.
It's great, but it's not over yet. We still have to clear his name. It's good to have him home. We're going to have some fun times together. We're going to catch up. But courts need to finish their work and clear his name completely so he can start his life.
Watch your step, fellas.
The case reopened and investigators started focusing on Anthony Martinez. Anthony Martinez was the last man who was seen with Ada Jankowski. From the DNA results that Dr. Edward Blake did on the semen from the vaginal swab, he matched all of it. Anthony Martinez later died of a heart attack on November 14th, 2010. In result, a wrongful conviction suit was then filed against Broward County Sheriff's Office because they withheld evidence and lied to prosecutors to think it was Anthony Caravella. In March 2013, a jury awarded Caravella $7 million in damage. This was then taken to federal appeals court.
That they awarded him $7 million and that they were found liable. How do you feel?
I feel good. I feel good that it's over with. And I don't know what else to say.
Feel relieved?
Yeah, I feel like it took a long time, but I'm just glad that everybody knows that what happened. That's what I feel good about.
The conclusions I can draw about from this crime is the case the first time it was tried, they did not try to get Anthony Martinez first. They decided to get a unrelated juvenile charge involved, which they did not need to. Appeal using DNA evidence is what turned this case around completely. Using the DNA evidence, this proved Anthony Caravella's innocence through it all. The conclusion I can draw about DNA always being reliable in court, it most certainly is. DNA gives evidence that nothing else could give. It's always right. It never lies. Another opinion about this case is they waited far too long to receive a DNA sample from both suspect and the victim. What truly matters is that Anthony Caravella is free and justice has been served.